Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Asia Marie and today we will be doing something a little bit different from my channel. I will be opening the Miniverse Make It Mini Happy Hour series. This series is 21 and up because it is themed with alcoholic beverages, but I am really glad that Miniverse decided to cater to those who are a little bit older but still love Miniverse just the same. Some of these do have pinholes. I have 2 of them that have pinholes and 3 of them that do not. So I did hear a lot of times you can shake them and hear the olives for the dirty martini or the cherries. So this one has a lot of shake. This one as well, I hear a little bit and I hear a little shaking in here, but not too much. So these 3 will be a surprise to me, and then the 2 in the back will be predicted. I think this one is the shots, the tequila shots. I'm really excited for this one. As you can see, the pinhole is right here. So yes, I'm really excited to get into this. I do have a UV light, a UV lamp that's for my nails. I do my own nails sometimes. So this is what I have. So this is what I like to use. I do plan on creating some frozen moments depending on which one that I get, so I am really excited for that. So let's get into our first Miniverse happy hour. This one makes the most noise, so I'm really hoping it's either the dirty martini or the old fashioned, but I'm gonna be quiet and let you guys enjoy this ASMR. I really love the detail in this rose gold capsule. This is really unique and they did a great job with the color schemes. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's see what we have in our first capsule, and keep in mind this one did not have pinholes. I am so nervous. What is this? Oh, okay. I think this one is the dirty martini. I really wanted the dirty martini. And what's crazy, in real life, I've never had a dirty martini, but I love olives. I'm just not a vodka girl. But these glasses are really detailed. Honestly, they resemble real crystal, and I honestly think my mom has some like this from her wedding. But this is a really great start. I am really happy for this first capsule. Okay, here's our little tongs and the little stands for your capsules if you want to stand them up like a display. And these are the little toothpicks for the olives. Once again, the rose gold is just giving it to me. I love rose gold. Actually, my kitchen is rose gold themed, so I love this. And this is our vodka for our dirty martini, handcrafted. This is so cute. And lastly, I think this is where the noise came from. And here are the olives, the jar. Do you guys keep your jars or like your little things? Like when it's really cute and detailed, I like to keep them, so I'm definitely keeping this jar. And here is the instructions just in case you need them, but I like to create them how I want them. It's just for reference. And these are all of the items in the series. So this is what I have: the dirty martini. I honestly want everyone from this series except the Mai Tai, and I don't know what it is. I just don't want that one, but I really want all of them. So let's get started with our coasters and our little tray. It just seems like Miniverse gets better and better with each series, and they get more detailed and everything is just cuter and cuter. So let's get our toothpicks. I lost one, but we will get it together. And the rose gold, like I said, love it. These little olives are so adorable, so cute, so detailed. I just love everything about this. So let's get one of our toothpicks and place each olive on each toothpick gets 3 olives. And guys, I was so tired of trying to get the little tongs in the jar, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pour them out. So we got our second olive and just sliding it on our toothpick. And then the third one is slipping away from me, but we got it. I had to put the tongs down. And I wanted 2 olives facing the opposite direction just so they look uniform. I'm like very particular. I'm just such a crafty person and things have to look perfect. So even my olives have to face a certain way. So here's our second toothpick and I'm putting each olive on there. On this one, I was thinking, you know, maybe I should have all of the olives facing the same way. But then I changed my mind. I like them facing opposites with the one in the middle facing, you know, a different way. So that's how we're doing them. I think I'm just going to keep the dirty martini very simple. I may not do a frozen moment with this one. So we're just going to put them on the tray and open up our vodka. So now it's time to fill our drinks, and when I'm out at a restaurant, bar, and I order a drink, I want my drink filled to the brim. I don't know what that is with me, but I just love my drink to be filled to the top. So that's what we're going to do with our dirty martini. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit in one glass and then go on to the second glass. And be careful with the bubbles, guys. You can go in with like a toothpick or a needle and pop the bubbles. I didn't do that and I should have, but I'm just going back and forth filling my glasses until they hit the brim. We need our glass full to the top. I noticed the resin wasn't getting behind the olive, so I tried to get them around, and then I just used the tongs to pop a few of the big bubbles that I saw at the top. And then we're going to go in and cure for 90 seconds. I did click 30 seconds, but I do cure all of my Miniverse for 90 seconds. And this is how it looks. Very simple, very cute, and I love this. This gives classy. And the olives look so good. Oops, I think she's getting drunk already. So this is our first capsule. I am so happy with that one. So let's move on to the second capsule. This one doesn't have a pinhole as well. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet again so you guys can enjoy this ASMR. Okay, let's see what we have for our second capsule. This one is going to be a complete surprise to me. Okay, what is this? Okay, guys, we have the espresso martini. Now, this one is a surprise to me because I thought I heard a little something shaking in here. Well, it could be the espresso beans, but this one I am really excited about. Okay, and the glass, the attention to detail, this glass is everything to me. I love the shape of this glass. And what's also crazy, guys, I love coffee, I love espresso, and I've never had an espresso martini. I do plan on trying them, but I've never had one. So let's make one for the first time with Miniverse. So here are the utensils. This one comes with a little spoon, and as well as the tongs. They all come with tongs and the little stands for the capsules. Okay, let's see what we have here. I think this may be what I heard. I'm not sure, but here's the coffee beans or espresso beans. And I love the little bag. It's really cute that it comes in, the little brown bag. And then this seems to be the creamer. Okay, so this will create the little foam at the top of the martini. It's called powdered creamer. And I'm assuming this will be our espresso. And And yes, here's our espresso martini. So without further ado, let's get started on our cocktail. So first, I'm going to set our cute little glasses on these coasters. I love the teal coasters with the marble effect of the tray. I just love how every item is a little bit different. But I am planning on doing a live action on this one. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. I usually get the idea as I go, but the first step I know for sure, I'm going to fill the glass majority of the way. You're not supposed to fill it all the way with resin because you do need to leave room for your creamer at the top. So I'm going to just fill this majority of the way, starting with the first glass. And then moving on to the second glass, I think Miniverse was spot on with the color of this resin. This looks exactly like coffee, so they did a really good job on this. There we go, and now I'm going to cure for 90 seconds, and then we are going to move on to our creamer, which is an exciting part. Okay, fresh out of the oven. I like to call my UV lamp an oven, especially when I'm making these with my little cousin and we're doing the Miniverse Cafe series. I call it an oven. Obviously, I know this is drinks, but it's my little oven. So next we are going to start with our creamer. I put a little at first, but you can add a lot of creamer. You want it to look thick and, you know, kind of frothy like real creamer. So I did add a little bit at first. Eventually I will go back and add a little more. With this one, you don't need as much resin. So I just put 2 really hefty drops. And then I have my cute little spoon and we're going to slowly mix this up, being careful because I don't want to spill any resin on the sides of my glass, so I'm just speeding this up a little bit. I think I'll add a little more creamer. Like I said earlier, I love my drinks and my glasses to be full, so I need a little more creamer. And knowing that the espresso beans have to sit on the top of the glass, I want them to sit really, really high. So I want the creamer to set at the brim of this glass. So I'm just going to lightly mix a little more, make sure everything is combined, and moving on to the second glass. So I know I'm really late on this series. It was really crazy because I knew this was coming out in July. But when this series came out, I was actually out of town and I didn't pay attention to the release date. So when I got home, it was August and I started to see people making these and I was like, oh my gosh, did I miss it? And then by the time I went on my hunt, they were sold out. I've been to every Target and they were all sold out. I found one Target that was 30 minutes away from my home and they only had 9 capsules, but a few of them didn't have pinholes. So I purchased 2 with the pinholes that I could see and then I just randomly selected 3 more, but I really want to finish this series. As I'm mixing, I'm starting to get a creative genius idea. I really love this rose gold spoon, so I'm thinking of having the spoon like it's being lifted off the glass, like it's being mixed in the moment, like a live action moment. So I'm going to go ahead and cure the first glass and finish off the top with the coffee beans or espresso beans. So I'm just putting a little dollop of resin and then adding a few espresso beans. I like to cure this in sections, like I said, because sometimes when you do have little garnishes, they like to sink, and I don't want that. I want them to sit exactly where I want them. So that's why I went ahead and cured the creamer and then just added a little dot. And then our 3 little espresso beans perfectly sat in the middle of the glass. And I'm just thinking of adding one more. They kept getting away from me, but we got him on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure this and then move on to our live action glass. Well, let me not say live action. It's really like a frozen moment. I want this to look like we are stirring our glass and our spoon just frozen time. So the trick to curing this is you have to do the motion as your UV light is hitting the glass. So I'm just kind of practicing before I actually put it under the light, but you have to really prepare yourself. So I'm taking a good little scoop and then letting the resin slowly drop off of the spoon, and you'll see it slowly start to cure, and then the spoon will freeze in place, and then eventually you'll be able to let it go. But just hold it for a few seconds if you can, and be as still as possible. This is the hard part. As you can see, the spoon is frozen and I love it. It came out perfect. So just let that cure for 90 seconds. And wow, 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 I love the way this came out. And the rose gold complements the coffee color resin perfectly. I love this. So time for garnish. So I was thinking, since our spoon is in the action of like mixing a drink, I kind of wanted a few of the coffee beans sliding off of the spoon as well. So I did put a little dot of resin on the spoon and just let that drip off, and a dot in the middle, in the center, and I just put a few espresso beans in the center just like the other glass. And then if I can pick it up and then I'll add a few espresso beans onto the spoon and have like the espresso beans sliding down the spoon as well. I mean, the garnish did not want to cooperate with me, but I just dropped, let it spill off the spoon, if you will. So that is looking really good. I'm really particular, so I have to kind of make sure the bean is sitting exactly where I want it. So I just like to use a spatula and slide it around if I need. And then we are going to cure this. I think that's looking pretty good. What you think? So cure for 90 seconds, and look at that. I am really happy with this. And guys, when you are making these, you do not have to do them how they say. Get creative with it, and I love this. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. That is just super cool, and I'll put a few beans on the tray just for garnish, just for a little, razzle dazzle. Later on, I may actually super glue all of this together. I'm not sure, but this is super cute. I mean, so, so cute. Just for garnish. And that's it for our second capsule. So let's move on to our third capsule. This one is also a surprise. It has a little shake. I hear a little something. I'm really hoping for the lavender gin and tonic or the Moscow Mule, but we'll see. So here's a little ASMR. This one was giving me a little trouble. I was struggling a little bit, but we'll get there. And you know what? I really hate the little stickers that they're putting on the bottom of the capsule. I don't understand why they have to put the sticker there, but whatever. So moment of truth, one more little shake, and let's see what we got. Okay, I see a large glass. What could this be? Okay, it's looking like the beer. Okay, not bad. It's called the Beer Steen. I like beer. I mean, I drink beer when I'm eating my crawfish. If you guys don't know, I'm from Louisiana. So I don't drink beer often, but hey, these are cute. This isn't bad, I'm not the biggest beer drinker, but it's cute. And I love beer mugs. Have you guys seen, there's this lady. She's a bartender at a pub. I don't know in what city she lives in, but she can carry like 15 mugs of beer. by herself. She has like 5 in each hand. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but this is what this reminds me of. But they do have yeast, and yeah, this is cool. But I don't know why I thought I heard something like shaking in there. So this one fooled me for sure. But here are our little tongs we get in every capsule, and here's a spoon. So it seems like we'll be doing a little mixing. Now this right here is cool. This is our resin container. I'm definitely keeping this. Like I said before, when I see something really, really cool, I will keep it. I do not care. This says raise bar. This is really, really cool. The attention to detail, it's like a keg. Wow. Wow, Miniverse, you guys really outdid yourself. I love that so, so much. Just taking a little peek at our instructions just to be sure that I do everything correctly, because I haven't really seen anyone make the beer before. But just putting our cute little coasters down once again and adding our mugs to our coaster. I did see this glass was a little like scratched, and maybe that was from me shaking it so much, but I just turned it around and have them like opposites facing each other. So starting with our resin, we have to open our keg. This is so cute. It's like a big pot. Like a keg pot. This is really, really adorable. So it's pretty much the same process for the espresso martini. We'll pretty much be doing the same thing. So you have to really be careful with this pot because there's no little nozzle, so it does come spilling out. So just take your time and pour a little at a time. Like when I say let it drip, I mean that, because you don't want to accidentally over pour your resin. So just take your time. You're not supposed to fill the glass all the way. Leave a little space for your yeast at the top. And then for our second glass, just fill it right on up. I love this. Like I said before, the color of these resins are like spot on. I did overfill that one, so now I have to go back to the other one and make them even because I'm very particular. And they have to be perfect, so just a little drop, just so they're perfect. I could have added a little more, but that's okay. And then cure this for 90 seconds. This is looking pretty good already. I love the bubbles in this one. Usually I like to pop my bubbles, but in beer, obviously it's foamy and bubbly. So the bubbles in this is kind of perfect, and this happened on accident. So now let's move on to our yeast. I guess we have to make the beer foam that sits on the top of the glass. Thinking like, how can I remix this? Like, what can I do to add my own little live action frozen moment to it? So I'm just sitting here thinking, and like I said earlier, I like to create as I go. I don't usually pre-plan my frozen moments, so I don't know, but like nothing's coming to me. I'm like, what can I do with this? It's beer. Like, I just don't know what to do. So, I don't know. Let's just mix our yeast. And then as I go, maybe it'll come to me. And also, guys, let me know in the comments, how do you feel about videos like this? I know personally, I love just when I'm relaxing in bed and I have nothing else to watch, I will put on Miniverse Makeitmini videos, and I will watch an hour-long video of people opening their capsules and making them. So tell me what you guys like, and do you like the videos to be very detailed? Do you like them to be a little more sped up? Just let me know how you guys feel about this, because to me these videos are very relaxing and also exciting just to see how other people create their Miniverse, you know, little items. So here's how they look, but I just feel like a little something else. I don't know, like it looks cool, but it needs something. So here's where my brain started working. The foam at the top. Have you ever been at the bar and you watch the bartender like fill someone's glass and it always overflows, like the foam always falls over the glass? I was thinking I can do a frozen moment like that, having like the foam bubbling over the glass and spilling down the sides. So that's what I'm going to do. So I just took the little tray that comes with the tongs and I'm mixing a little more of the yeast and resin, and I'm making it a little thicker this time using more of the yeast, a lesser amount of the resin so it doesn't drip down as fast. And I'm just going to wing it and just kind of put little dollops around the rim and let them slowly slide down on their own, and then we'll freeze that in time. I wasn't sure if I should make it spill around the entire rim of the glass or just towards the front, but what I'll do is just do it in the front and then cure it, see how I like it, and if I want to add more, just go back and add more. But I was feeling this at this moment, so I was like, let me quickly cure this because it started to drip a little fast. So I just went ahead and cured this. Don't forget particular, so I just wanted to make it look like it was actually coming out of the top, so I just had to move it around a little bit. So I went ahead and cured that, and this is how it looks. As you can see, the one on the end like dripped down further than what I've liked, but it's okay. But I do want it to look a little more foamy and thicker, so I just added another layer. And here's where I was thinking about going towards the back of the glass, but then I didn't really like that. I kind of like it just towards the front, and just spilling out of one side. So I just wanted to make the little drips a little thicker, and I just added a little more of our yeast, quote unquote, our yeast and resin, and then I will cure this one more time and then move on to our other glass. And voila, we took our beer from regular to live action. Cheers. I love this. I love this. This was a great idea. I'm glad my mind started working because at first, guys, I was like, what can I do with this beer? This is adorbs, and I haven't seen anyone else do this. Maybe I'm the first. So let's put our serving tray in our capsule and move on to our last two capsules. If you remember in the beginning, these capsules do have pinholes. Here's a pinhole right here if you can see it. So if the pinhole theory is correct, this one will be the Cosmopolitan, which is what you see on the front of the wrapper. So let's find out. Okay, let's see. So yes, this is definitely the Cosmos. So the pinhole theory checks out once again. And here are our two really cute little martini glasses. Now guys, I have tried a Cosmopolitan before. They're okay. They're a little on the sweet side, but it's cool. It's a cool drink if that's what you prefer, but it's not my fave. But I have tried one before. My favorite Cosmopolitan is at the Cheesecake Factory, believe it or not. I love their Cosmos, and I like to get them for happy hour. So that's very fitting. But here are our utensils again, our tweezers or tongs, whatever you like to call them. I was trying to feel around and see what this is. It has to be the limes. Yeah, definitely the limes. These little packagings, now I will not keep this little package, but the attention to detail on the limes are just spectacular. Once again, Miniverse, you do it every time for me. So this says shake it up. What could this be? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, the shaker. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I thought the shaker came with every capsule, but obviously it doesn't. But this is where my mind already started to try and figure out how can I incorporate this shaker into a live action moment. I don't know what I can do, but I was like thinking I have to use this shaker. I have to. So here's our alcohol, aka our resin. It says Cosmopolitan. So cute. Pink and it looks like Wanda, Cosmo and Wanda, because it's pink and green. So I'm ready to get everything out of the way. Let's grab our serving tray and our little coasters. And let's get started on our cosmopolitan cocktail. So placing our coasters and our cute little martini glasses. I just needed to inspect this shaker. It's fully functional, so the little cap comes off and the lid. So this is like the idea I'm getting in my head. Like I want the shaker, like the drink is being poured out of the shaker. So I don't know, but we'll figure out how I'm going to do this as I go. But I think for the first drink, I'll just make it, how it should be made, like I did with the espresso martini. So I'm gonna start with the first drink and just fill it up with the resin and cure it. And then for our garnish, which is the lime, I do see a lot of people saying that you do have to cut like a little slit in the lime so it can sit on the glass properly. So that is what I did off camera. I just took a little razor that I have and just cut a little slit, but it was giving me trouble. I couldn't really slide it onto the glass. So I did eventually go back and cut a little pizza slice out of it just so it can sit properly on the glass, but the little slit was not working. So I had to regroup and come back. And also it was hard for me to hold it. So if you can see, I cut a small little indent, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more resin in the middle, and then add just a dot of resin on the lime. And I used a stick pin just to hold the lime in place because with the tongs it just was getting a little hard, and I didn't want to accidentally cure the tongs to the lime to the glass. So this method worked out really, really well using a stick pin. So I'm just going to hold the lime in place as I cure it. That was just the easiest for me. And then eventually I'll be able to let it go. So just holding it in place for a little bit, a few seconds. And then eventually it'll start to cure, and then I will let it go. And there you have it. And I just let it cure on its own for the remainder of 60 seconds. And this is how it looks. And I just carefully pull the pin out. Look how perfect. And the glass is full, of course. So that's really, really cute. So here's our second glass, and I'm ready to do our live action. I still want a lime on this glass. So I went ahead and pre-cut a little indent or a little slice out of the lime just so I can cure it to the glass before I do anything else. So that's what I'm doing with these little tiny scissors that I have. And here's what that looks like. This is pretty much all you need for it to sit properly on the glass. And just adding one little dot of resin to the lime, and then I will do the same process holding it on the glass as it cures, and then we'll move on to our little frozen moment. Man, do you have to have a steady hand for this. I got my steady hands from being a clothing designer. You have to really be steady when using a sewing machine. So I'm not new to this, but if you don't have a steady hand, this could be a little issue for you. But man, do you have to be like frozen. You have to be frozen to create this frozen moment at this point. So here's what this looks like, and just carefully pulling our little pin out. I love that method. So if you guys, have trouble holding those little garnishes, get a little stick pin. So here's where I'm trying to figure out what to do or how to do it. So I wanted this to look as if we made our drink in the shaker and it's being poured out of the shaker into the glass. So I did want a little bit of resin at the bottom of the glass, like it's being filled, but I wanted it half full. And since this shaker is functional, I had an idea to pour some resin in the inside of the cap and let the resin fall out of the hole and cure it as it's falling. So it's really like a frozen moment. So I put a good amount. You don't really need a lot, but enough for, a good thick drip to fall out so it can actually freeze in place and the drip is like thick enough to stand up straight, if that makes sense. So I was just trying to figure out, like, dang, how do I do this? I don't know. So you really have to like plan this out before you actually go ahead and do this. So I carefully took the lid off. I won't need the lid to the shaker. So I just took it off and put it to the side. But at this point, the resin wasn't coming out as thick as I needed. Like that small drop would not help me. And I also noticed how the liquid is like filling the glass up. So I said I rather cure that bottom layer of resin so when it drips, the drip kind of splatters out. As you can see how it's like falling out like it's being poured. So yeah, I went ahead and cured it first, and then as you can see, as the drop is falling out of the shaker, it's slowly curing. I had to take it out just to reposition it a little better before it fully cured, but that looks really good. That is like perfect. That is perfect. It literally looks like you're pouring the drink and it's being like filled. The glass is being filled. So the only issue is I wanted the drip to be a little thicker so the shaker can stand up, more sturdy. So I added another drop of resin and then cured that. And then I will do it one more time just so the drip is thick and our, frozen moment doesn't like crack or bend over time. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is exciting. And I put a little more resin just so it can look like it's being spilled, But get creative with this. You don't have to, keep it basic. So I'm just going to let this cure for 90 seconds. And then we'll come back for, she's a little tipsy. And here's how it looks. I don't know if this is my fave. This and the espresso martini, I think this one is my favorite, but it is a little top heavy. So here's where I had to go and get the super glue because it couldn't stand up at all. It was way too heavy on one side. So I had this super glue was in my drawer. I don't even know how long I've had this super glue. So if you have a better super glue, please use that one. This one wasn't that great, but it did what I needed it to do. So I glued down our little coasters, and then I will eventually glue our glasses to the coasters. And glue the last glass like so. And I was thinking of taking this a step further and actually setting up our garnish in the front of the tray, since I do have 2 limes left from this capsule. So I decided to glue 1 lime and then have another one like laying across the second lime, like a cute little garnish before the tray. And this lime was giving me trouble because I wanted it positioned like super perfect. But I love how this came out. This one is so cool to me. Having the shaker like it's being poured into the glass, this one may be my favorite. Okay, so we are 4 capsules in, and this is our last capsule. I'm so sad because I'm having so much fun with this one. But let me shut up for one last go and we can listen to the ASMR. So, if our pinhole theory predictions are correct, this one will be the tequila shots. I'm really excited for this one because my birthday is coming up and I love tequila on my birthday, especially. So, hopefully, we get the tequila shot. So, let's see. And yep, this looks like 4 mini shot glasses. So, hey, the pinhole theory checks out once again. So, here are our cute little shot glasses. I really, really hope I can find more from this series. I have been stalking Target ever since this came out, and they have been sold out ever since, guys. Like for weeks, they have been sold out. So if you guys know anywhere else I can find these, I really want to collect the entire series. So here's our little octopus. Let's see what he looks like. I love the packaging that says fragile, but the detailing in his little tentacles is so adorable, and his little eyes. Like, how cute is that? I think instead of bottle service, like clubs should come out with a little octopus with shots on his tentacles. That would be super cute. And my birthday is August 20th. So this one was like the number one. And I know everybody really wanted this one as well. But this one is like one of my faves. It's just so creative. But here are the limes and the salt, the little salt shaker. I'm keeping it. Like, I'm keeping it. I'm sorry. But here are the tongs once again. And then this should be our bottle of tequila when it comes out. And this looks like a bottle of tequila, like straight from Mexico. How cute. So just using that plastic tray that the tongs come in, I'm going to pour the salt in there and use that as like a way to salt the rim of my glass. I discovered that the little salt shaker actually has holes in it, like a real salt shaker, but the tape is like covering it. So I'm definitely keeping it, but I'm going to try and scrape this tape off so I can actually use it and it can be functional. I got a good amount off, but that is just so cute. And the attention to detail, once again, they just never fail me. So first we have to salt our rim. So just adding a little bit of resin around the rim and then dipping it in the salt. And then curing all of this first and adding our lime as garnish. And then I will fill each shot glass with the tequila so we can take shots. Just kidding. I think we're all adults here and know that this is not edible. So I'm just kidding. For those who do not know, please do not try and take shots with resin. Okay, but I am going to go ahead and do all 4 glasses. I like to do them separately. It's just like a good way to pass time. This time I did not cut a slit in each of the limes because I assumed that with the bulkiness of the salt, it'll kind of, you know, touch the lime and hold it in place. So it worked out pretty well, but I would still go ahead and cut a little indent or, a little slice out of the lime so it can sit on the glass, but it sat pretty well on these. She's already drunk. Glasses are already spilling. You know, they say if you spill your drink, this is like an old thing that my aunt used to tell me. If you spill your drink, then that means like you're going to get drunk tonight. That's just like a thing. And it's true. I mean, every time I've really spilled my alcoholic beverage, I really do get drunk that same night. So I don't think she was lying. I think that's a real thing. And another question, you guys can leave a comment below, but what do you do with your creations? I know some people like to turn them into refrigerator magnets. Some people like to turn them into charms. I saw a guy made like a necklace and he had like each little drink as like a charm that was really really cute. They would be cute as charm bracelets now that I think of it. But what do you guys do? Do you just like display them on your counters? I had an idea to turn them into keychains, but I don't know. So guys, comment below, what do you do with your creations once you're finished? So I just went ahead and cured all of them at one time just to make sure all of the salt is in place. And now I'm filling up our shot glasses with our tequila. So our 4 little glasses, and then I will cure all of them and then place them in our cute little octopus. I really hope Miniverse comes out with a second happy hour series. This was just so cute, and I love how they're catering to us adults that still love playing with miniatures. Like, hey, we are never growing up. But just placing each shot glass in our octopus, this is the cutest little thing ever. Like, what? I gotta position it a little different, you know. And last shot glass, and voila, this is how it looks. I didn't really want to do a frozen moment because there's not much you could do with this. I don't know, I could have done something crazy, but I just kind of like it as is. So we are all finished, but before I go, I actually wanted to super glue everything in place from all of my little capsules, starting with the shot glasses. I just wanted them like set in place, and I don't want them to move or fall out. I definitely didn't want them to get lost. So like I said, if you guys have a better super glue, like Gorilla Glue, something like that, this is just what I had in my drawer. And here is my final creations of the 5 capsules I got from the Miniverse Makeitmini Happy Hour series. First, we have our Dirty Martini. That was made exactly how Miniverse requested. I love the way this came out. It looks very, very classy. It's giving very much so Sex in the City. And then second is our espresso martini with the spoon being pulled out of the glass with our little live action moment. And then third is our beer that is foaming out of the mug. I did go ahead and glue down everything with my super glue so it is frozen in place. I think this is my fave, the Cosmopolitan being poured out of the shaker. So creative. Love, love, love this. Comment below which one of my creations is your favorite. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will be on the hunt for the rest of the items from this series. So guys, please give me a thumbs up if you would like to see more videos like this. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.